One of our brethren some years ago spoke of the payment of tithing as fire insurance. Nonetheless, the word of the Lord is clear that those who do not keep the commandments and observe the laws of God shall be burned at the time of his coming. For that shall be a day of judgment, a day of sifting, a day of separating the good from the evil. I would venture a personal opinion that no event has occurred in all the history of the earth as dreadful as will be the day of the second coming, as fraught with the destructive forces of nature, as consequential for the nations of the earth, as terrible for the wicked, and as wonderful for the righteous.
Travis Wayne Goodsall. So it turns out I do get to wear black today after I bathed and shaved. But for the fifth dark day of Hanukkah, oh right, nobody's watching me anymore. The news is over with. Nobody watched me anyway with the news. Guys were watching other videos. And YouTube shut me down. He's getting too many views. And so, yeah, you'll probably also notice that no extra James and Jasmine video and no comment reply video. Everybody's ghosting me. So I hope it's not because missionaries have murdered you or the tornadoes destroyed anybody's lives. Because the majority of the viewers are not here in the valley, are you? You're all clear across the world. So, church news. Another Muslim leader has met with Oaks. And this is where the bombshell is that they do not talk about. Because Kieran was just put in and ordained, which means he's ready to get right to work for his assignment. And he is working with Bednar in the Middle East. And so, the leader of 100 million Muslims visits Temple Square. And all 100 million of those Muslims want death to Israel. So why do you think he's now coming to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? I'm sure it's to just tour the Orem Temple, which he did do yesterday. He wants to learn about the church and maybe convert. Nope. Elder Stevenson reveals what they were talking about. When citizens learn to live together, are Muslims living with Israel? They're trying to murder and extinguish the Israelites and Jews all over the world. Are Mormons Jewish? We would be, because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints claims Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon, which are in the learning of the Jews. But nope. Non-Trinitarian Christian. And not a single Mormon has a clue. Or maybe you do. With respect and unity, despite religious differences. He's coming to the church to ensure support for Muslims over Israel and the Jews. So that's the obvious news story. The elephant in the room, which are two elephants in the room. Can you guess what they are? I gave you clues already. Are you not going to go to the church news site? You're just going to trust whatever I tell you, huh? Then you're going to get confused and demand I give you the link. To prove it. Who's the president of the church again? Who's missing from this meeting? And who's the one taking charge of the meeting? Oakes is. Nelson is unavailable. He was available to go and lay his hands on Kieran to make him the new apostle. There's your clue of the second elephant. And yet, apparently, he can't simply show up for a meeting with the leader of 100 million Muslims, which in and of itself could march into Israel and go to war with them. But this is what Islam is doing right now. The whole world are getting people to join them, to side with them for what's coming. They are making sure that people are on the right side, not on the wrong side with page 99. To excommunicate them. Excommunicado. So yeah, Nelson wasn't feeling good yesterday. Is he gonna die? He just put Kieran in. Is that why he also put him in? Not just for Saudi Arabia, for the deal they have with the princess, so that technically Mohammed bin Salman is the new elder in the apostles. But that they are indeed paranoid that there are too many of them at the top who are about to die. But Holland has a miraculous recovery. Cured by Jesus, not the medical doctors. Everything's fine now. Nothing to see there. So the second big elephant in the room. Yeah, Kieran. He's been assigned to Bednar for the Middle East. You know, Saudi Arabia. The princess. And he's a no-show. His first day on the job, and he's a no-show. What the hell? Instead, Stevenson? What's going on? Where is he? Did he have to take a sick day too? He just barely started priestcraft. You usually have to work for a while before you can take sick days. And then launder money back into tithing. Section 119, if you really don't know, goes completely against the Book of Mormon. So yeah, this is strange, to say the least, There's something going on that we aren't aware of, and they won't tell us. And especially they're not telling us what he's actually doing there. Like I said, it's to make sure that the church will support Muslims over Islam. When the day that shall burn as an oven shall come. So, shall we go over the pamphlet once again for you? We'll just go over the chapter headings. They still will not allow it to be downloaded. If you're going to get it, you have to do a copy and paste onto a Word program. Muslims and Latter-day Saints, Beliefs, Values, and Lifestyles. The introduction. This pamphlet is to introduce Muslims, followers of Islam, and Latter-day Saints, members of it's participants now, they need to change this, of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Wonder what Latter Days means. How many more centuries do we have until the latter days? Mutual respect. Muslims and Latter-day Saints express mutual respect for each other's beliefs. Death to Israel. Profession of faith in God. Yeah, it's the same God. The posterity of Abraham. Yeah, they've both replaced the Jewish scriptures with their own interpretation of them. Yep, respect for the Jews. Prophets, yay! Nelson is just like Muhammad, isn't he? Jesus Christ, yeah. Both Jesuses are going to burn the others. Here's the Mormon Jesus. He's going to come down to Israel and nuke everybody. And the Mormons are going to be caught up in the mushroom cloud. And so the Mormon Jesus is going to murder Muslims, Jews, Christians. But the Mormons will not be burned by the burning because they've been paying tithing. And so the Islamic God, Jesus. Yeah, he was secretly Muslim in those Jewish books written by Jewish authors with Jewish interpretation about the Jewish Christ. Yeah, he was secretly a Muslim the whole time. And guess what? He's coming in the latter days to destroy the Jews, Christians, and Mormons. It's the same Jesus. And scriptures, yep. They've both replaced the Jewish scriptures with their own interpretations. Not anti-Semitic whatsoever. Prayer. Yep. Islam bows themselves to the ground in similitude of humbleness and subservience to Allah. Mormons kneel, fold their arms, bow their head, close their eyes. Except at the breakfast table where the sister sees her older brother with his eyes open and she says, "You've got your eyes open during the prayer." And then Dad says to the sister, "You wouldn't have known that if you had your eyes closed." And do Mormons have a death to the Jews as part of their Friday afternoon prayer? The 5 pillars of Islam? Do they? Do Mormons do that? Helping those in need? No, Islam doesn't do that. Sorry. They help themselves. They're getting help from the church. Even though it's a quid pro quo, they make sure that they get the better end of the deal, as far as they believe. They don't realize that the church doesn't spend anything of their own money. It's all donated stuff in the first place. So it's no big deal for the church. They're already profiting off of what people donated for the church to then donate to Islam. Thus, the church has no problem. And it's an extortion thing. Hey, we've given you so much charity. You owe us a favor, though. Fasting. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Physical health. Yes, their word of wisdom is just like ours. And chastity. Child, bride, polygamy, incest, rape. Exactly the same. Yep, and goes hand in hand with the role of women. Silent, barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen. And yeah, that family. We're the same. We're the same. Holy places. Yep, just like BYU Idaho built their campus on the ruins of Rick's College, so too did the Islamists build their Dome of the Rock on the ruins of 2 previous Jewish temples. Just like them. Life after death. Islam gets 72 virgins. Child, bride, incest, polygamy virgins. Mormons get 10. Exactly the same number. A love for God and humanity. Death to Israel. And religious diversity. Muslim and Latter-day Saints share many common beliefs and values and have similar lifestyles. Yes, we cover up our women too. Tell them to keep quiet. But religious diversity? I do not think you think what you think I think you think you think. Yeah, it has to do with differences. Social, ethnic, gender, orientations. That's diversity. Being different. What are you talking about same? Do you not understand what diversity means? Religious diversity. How we're different. Muslims and Latter-day Saints share many common beliefs, values, and lifestyles. Do not think you think what you think you thought. Don't ask me to repeat that. And so, yeah, this pamphlet was made in consultation with Sunni and Shia communities. So there you have it. There's the church news. Death to Israel.